and welcome to this session of grammar. We're going to be proceeding with the second part of mock test 20, particularly parts E and F, beginning with identifying grammatical errors, and here are some guidelines to help meet that requirement. Subject-verb agreement mistakes are to be given attention to, shift in verb tenses, incomplete passive forms, double comparatives, incorrect parallel structure, incorrect word order in different types of sentences, incorrect usage of conditionals, if clauses. If other errors are met, we will point out later. Another objective you have to meet is rewriting sentences starting with provided words, forming different types of sentences using different sentence structure. Guidelines to meet this requirement: combining sentences beginning with although or because, forming complex sentences with adverb clauses. You might also encounter beginning sentences with not only but also giving attention to word order, verb subject order in particular, changing sentences from active to passive forms and vice versa, changing sentences from direct to indirect speech and vice versa, the other way around, beginning sentences with negative adverbs, adverbs of frequency such as rarely, hardly, seldom, little, never, under, and no condition, beginning sentences with prepositional combinations such as instead of, despite, in spite of, due to, because of, which are usually followed by gerunds, an ing form of a verb, beginning sentences with conditionals, if clauses, giving attention to their different cases, thus usage. Here's a note for you students: using different sentence structure correctly not only helps you form different types of sentences, but also develops various ways to express ideas, if not paraphrase or restate them. What exactly are we after in parts E and F, page 172 under mock test 20 in ITS? In part E, you're supposed to identify grammatical errors by referring to the given guidelines provided at the beginning of the session, focusing mainly on word order in sentences, including embedded questions. What are embedded questions? They are placed as clauses in sentences, specifically noun clauses, appearing to be questions, but in fact, they don't pose questions, they complete sentences. Examine the following sentences. I don't know what I should do next. What to do next is a noun clause, not a question. Thus, we use a subject-verb order. It's incorrect to say, I don't know what should I do next. Since we agreed, we're not asking a question. We're simply completing a sentence. Let's take the second example. Do you know why some students blame others for their mishaps? Why some students blame others is a noun clause, not a question. Thus, we use a subject-verb order as well. It's incorrect to say, do you know why do some students blame others for their mishaps? What are we after in part F? In part F, you're supposed to rewrite sentences starting with provided words, mainly, this time with not only but also, and conditional or if clauses. What should we give attention to? Word order in sentences beginning with not only but also. Two cases of conditionals, if clauses, present real conditionals and future real conditionals with will, unless, and in case. Examples on sentences beginning with not only but also. Let's take a look at the examples before you. Not only do we have to read the text, but we also have to answer its questions. In the not only clause, we use the verb subject order. It's incorrect to say not only we have to read. Let's take a look at the second example. Not only does it give us school identity, but also school uniform prevents unfair or destructive competition. It's incorrect to say not only it gives us. So we use the verb subject order upon starting a sentence with the not only clause. Conditionals or if clauses. This time we're going to highlight two cases required to meet Part F. First, what should we know about if clauses? They form complex sentences, include two clauses, which happen to be the if clause and the result clause. And if clauses are adverb clauses. Two cases of conditionals, as we said, present real conditionals and future real conditionals with will, unless, and in case. Case 1, present real conditionals with facts or general truths. If plants don't get enough water, they die. This is a fact. Or we can simply say plants die if they don't get enough water. The above examples show two ways of expressing or using present real conditionals, with one difference only. The first has a pause or a comma after the if clause. The second doesn't have one. So only if you begin a sentence with the if clause, you have to use a pause or a comma. Take a look at the third example. If an object falls, gravity pulls it to the earth. Another fact. If students are motivated, they perform better. A general truth. What conclusion can be drawn? Use a simple present tense in the if clause and in the result clause upon using case 1, which is present real conditionals. Case 2, future real conditionals with will, unless, and in case. Here are some examples. If you stay at home, you will stay safe from coronavirus. If you miss the online session, you will find difficulty working on part F. What conclusion can be drawn? Use the simple present tense in the if clause and will in the result clause upon using future real conditionals. And since in both sentences we open them with the if clause, you can see that we inserted a comma or a pause after the if clauses. Let's proceed with example 3. Unless you stay connected, this time with unless. Unless you stay connected, you will not understand the content of the online session. Meaning, if you don't stay connected, you will not understand the content of the online session. In case you miss this online session, you can download it. Meaning, if you miss it, you can download it. So what is the conclusion drawn? You can use unless and in case other than will in future real conditionals. Use the simple present tense in the unless clause and in the in case clause. Use will, can, may, should, going to in the result clauses as demonstrated above. One more thing, never use will in if clauses. You cannot say if I will study, I will pass. Unless I will study, I will not pass. In case I will study, I will pass. This is incorrect. So now I think you're ready for parts E and F. See you on the next one.